What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel this afternoon. I got a little bit of extra for you. Off the script extra for your Wednesday, November 8th, 2017. Major news dropped this morning via WWE's Twitter account. John Cena is now the fifth man for Team Smackdown Live at the Survivor Series. Rusev will not be given an opportunity at Survivor Series. We're going to go over all that right here on Off the Script Extra in the top story. I also got news today on WWE canceling plans for Bray Wyatt moving forward. What's up next for Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt? I also got news on WWE changing their pay-per-view schedule. Apparently in 2018, WWE will be cutting down the amount of pay-per-views that we see on the calendar year, man. So that is only good news for WWE programming if you guys are feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And I got visual evidence and news on The Undertaker directly supporting the Young Bucks. So you're not going to want to miss today's Off the Script Extra. AJ Styles has saved the world. He has saved the world from the
make-believe Maharaja.
Jinder Mahal is no more, man. He is done. The reign of terror is now over. If you guys missed Smackdown Live review, that is live on the channel right now. New WWE Champion crowned in AJ Styles. Also, Monday Night Raw review where we crown new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions in the Bar. Sheamus and Cesaro, and why WWE made that change. Because they do it all for Roman Reigns. We go over all that on Monday Night Raw review. Both of those videos are live on the channel right now. Make sure you guys go and check them out and leave a thumbs up and a comment to directly support the video, man. Thank you guys so much. Both of those videos will be in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your screen. Follow me on Twitter, speaking of Twitter, at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for notifications. We are 500 away from 85,000 subscribers, man. So we are inching closer and closer month by month to the elusive 100,000 subscribers. Speaking of Twitter, I am now conducting a Q&A every single week on Off the Script, every single weekend, man. So if you guys want to get in on this and you guys want to be a part of it, I am having a social media segment on Off the Script. I don't know if it's going to be on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I have yet to come to a decision on that, but I know my buddy Justin Labarde does one. I know Solomonster does one. I know a lot of other podcasts do a social media segment or a Q&A. So if you guys want to get in on that, and you guys want to ask me anything on social media about the current WWE product or whatever's on your mind as the storylines go on WWE television, all you got to do is follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206 and use the hashtag JDOTS. So tweet me and use the hashtag JDOTS. We might have so many questions that we'll do a fucking Q&A each and every single Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, man. So let's get in on that. If you guys want to be a part of the social media segment and interact with the show, use the hashtag JDOTS. Thank you guys so very much for that. As we are in celebration.
Make-believe Maharaja.
I'll never get over that, man. That's the promo of the fucking year, bro. Jesus Christ, man. Paul Heyman is a legend. Let's get into the news, man. WWE changing plans for the Survivor Series. John Cena is announced as the fifth member of Team Smackdown Live at the Survivor Series. Let's go back. Let's go back and see where this all started. WWE foolishly wanted to book Jinder Mahal, the failure, versus Brock Lesnar at the Survivor Series in a showdown of world champions. Then they came to the conclusion that the match didn't have enough star power and that they wanted to add a special guest referee. There was a poster leaked, which we discussed about on Off the Script this past weekend. There was a poster leaked, which was legit, with John Cena as the special guest referee for this showdown between Mahal and Brock Lesnar. Cena was supposed to be the special guest referee. That was supposed to set up Jinder losing to Brock, and that was supposed to set up the long-term plan for Jinder versus Cena at WrestleMania 34, where Cena was supposed to capture his 17th world title. So that was the going plan. Now, we come to Tuesday night, and AJ Styles saves us from any more pain and suffering from Jinder Mahal's reign of terror as world champion. AJ Styles is the new WWE champion. Now WWE has ultimately made changes to Survivor Series that are much more interesting and much more intriguing. Now we're getting AJ Styles, the WWE champion, versus Brock Lesnar, the Universal champion, at the Survivor Series in a match that went from nobody giving a shit about to now people give a shit about. So now AJ, being that he's going to be going one-on-one with Brock Lesnar, he is not going to be on Team SmackDown Live. AJ was supposed to be on Team SmackDown Live. He was supposed to fight Rusev last night. He didn't. He won the title from Mahal. Rusev was shit out of luck. AJ was ultimately going to beat Rusev to be the 5th member of Team SmackDown Live. Rusev tweeted out that he made AJ Styles run away scared. So Rusev expected to be the 5th man of Team SmackDown Live at Survivor Series. Last night, instead of giving Rusev a bone and giving Rusev an opportunity, WWE had Rusev try and earn their trust and earn his way onto SmackDown Live by putting him in a match with Randy Orton. Randy Orton is already on Team SmackDown Live. So Rusev had to beat one of his own potential teammates to be on the team. Did he do it? No. He was RKO'd out of nowhere. Rusev then took to Twitter today and he said this: "Congrats to my friend John Cena who qualified for Survivor Series fair and square. Go and get them, Tiger." 8,700 likes on that tweet. 8,700 people right now and growing that would have loved to seen Rusev on Team SmackDown Live. John Cena is now a part of Team SmackDown Live. Shane McMahon tweeted out this morning, "Further proving SmackDown Live is the superior brand, I'm happy to announce John Cena will be the 5th member of Team SmackDown at the Survivor Series." This begs the question, and this was brought to my attention in the middle of recording thanks to one of my VIPs, Jesse, and he does raise a very, very good point. The last time we seen John Cena, he was in a match with Roman Reigns. He was on Raw. You following me? He was on Raw. He declared himself a free agent. Now, John Cena is a free agent. I'm sure both commissioners know that John Cena is still an active employee. He's still part of the WWE. He's still floating around out there. Kurt Angle on Monday Night Raw, knowing this information, this is where the logic gaps come in. Kurt Angle knowing that John Cena was a free agent, right? If you're a commissioner, you're supposed to know these things. Kurt Angle announces that he's giving the 5th spot on Raw, on Team Raw, to Jason Jordan. So you mean to tell me that Kurt Angle didn't know that John Cena was a free agent? He didn't know that John Cena was a free agent? He chose Jason Jordan over John Cena. I'm going to go a step further than that. The announcement for Roman Reigns returning to Monday Night Raw was made before Kurt Angle announced Jason Jordan on Team Raw. You mean to tell me that Kurt Angle didn't know that Roman Reigns was coming back? As a commissioner, he doesn't know these things? For one of the members of his roster, he didn't know if he was returning or not? So if the announcement for Roman Reigns was made before Kurt Angle announced to Jason Jordan that he would be the 5th man, why didn't Kurt Angle announce Roman Reigns was the 5th man? So WWE, with the logic gaps, ultimately gave us Jason Jordan Jason Jordan is the fifth man. They had Kurt Angle announce Jason Jordan over a free agent John Cena and a returning Roman Reigns. Are they out of their fucking mind? How is that even possible? Why would you do that? I don't understand that, man. The logic gaps in WWE programming between all these writers and all these brains is so fucking idiotic, man. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. How that could be is just utterly ridiculous. Now, John Cena is going to be the fifth man on Smackdown Live. I hope we get a fucking reason. I hope we get an explanation on Smackdown Live. I hope we get something from John Cena's mouth. John Cena has been added to the Men's Survivor Series team for the Team SmackDown Live against Raw match. With Rusev unable to capture the vacant fifth slot and AJ Styles being pulled away to take on Jinder Mahal to win the WWE Champion, looks like WWE doesn't need John Cena as the special referee. So, therefore, he's in the match. This is realistically a good idea if you're thinking business-wise, but logically it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. What also pisses everybody off is the fact that Rusev did tweet out that John Cena earned it fair and square, right? Why not give Rusev the opportunity to be on SmackDown Live? Why not name him like you named John Cena? Isn't SmackDown Live supposed to be the land of opportunity? So now Rusev is not even going to be on the fourth biggest show of the year, representing his brand, when he was supposed to fight AJ Styles, and that got ruined because WWE changed plans. Then he had to fight Randy Orton, and they beat him in 3 minutes with an RKO out of nowhere. SmackDown's supposed to be the land of opportunity. Meanwhile, Rusev has been given no opportunity at anything of importance since he came over from Monday Night Raw. Why? I'd love to know why Rusev got shafted. Rusev is someone that people want to see. Rusev is clearly frustrated with the tweet that he tweeted out. You know, it might be all fun and games and it might come off as a joke and it might play on his sense of humor, but you know deep down that Rusev is feeling slighted. Then you want to know why people walk out of this company when their contract is up. It's for shit like this. You know, if you're a disgruntled employee and you're making reasons as to why you want to stay or reasons to why you want to leave, you know, there's more reason to leave than there is to stay. Especially with the way the independent scene is going. Rusev could make a fucking killing for himself. Selling merchandise, you know, charging whatever he wants for appearances. Going to Japan, which I think he'd do very well in. He could go to Ring of Honor and do well in. Rusev being slighted by his own brand, which is always touting it's the land of opportunity. What type of opportunity is that? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, John Cena's a bigger name, but do you need John Cena on the show? Is John Cena going to make any difference? Jason Jordan now sticks out more than he did on Monday when he was announced. Jason Jordan, as far as I'm concerned, the only way around this is turning Jason Jordan heel. Jason Jordan, in that Survivor Series match, has absolutely no business being in that match. In my honest opinion, the best thing for WWE to do is eat their losses. The Jordan experiment, the illegitimate son experiment with Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle is a failure. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody finds it to be legit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It was a grab on attention and WWE dropped the ball. Clearly, Jason Jordan is one of those guys that people don't want to see. It's go away heat. It's not legit heat. Kurt Angle is beloved by everybody. So WWE's job now should be at Survivor Series to book Jason Jordan in a way where he inadvertently costs Kurt Angle's elimination at Survivor Series. And then you build tension between those two guys for an ultimate match at WrestleMania, if you want to go that route. That's the best way, and that's the best plan of action for Jason Jordan now at Survivor Series. As for John Cena, I don't know what kind of role he's going to play in the Survivor Series. Jinder Mahal's not going to have a role at Survivor Series. Maybe Jinder Mahal out of nowhere just fucks over John Cena. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. As far as I see it, Jinder Mahal might actually play a part in the Brock Lesnar-AJ Styles match, because we all know that Jinder Mahal is going to get a championship rematch. We're going to talk about that on Fridays off the script. I foresee Jinder screwing AJ Styles out of a potential win at Survivor Series and costing AJ Styles the win against Brock Lesnar. That's what I see happening. I also see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who are not a part of Survivor Series, actually ruining Team SmackDown Live's chances and costing them the match, giving the victory to Monday Night Raw. So there's a lot of storyline elements. There's a lot of combustible elements in this Team Raw versus Team SmackDown match. It's going to be very interesting to see, but those logic gaps are just out of this world, just blatant. Why would you not think that John Cena is a free agent? You would pick Jason Jordan over John Cena? I'm hoping that WWE put Jason Jordan in this match for the sole reason of beginning a heel turn and having him and Kurt Angle build some type of conflict with one another. I'm hoping that's the reason why he's added there. If not, then WWE again dropped the ball. This is a perfect stage for that to happen. John Cena is the fifth member now of Team SmackDown Live. It's certainly an interesting turn of events that will add more intrigue to the Survivor Series match as we pay close attention to who John Cena might be feuding with leading into WrestleMania. That's why I mentioned Jinder Mahal. After all, some thought he would be tangling with Mahal for the WWE Championship, but it looks like AJ Styles had other plans. So John Cena is announced as the fifth member of Team SmackDown Live. If I hear any more news on this, which I'm hoping we hear news and some type of explanation on it this coming Tuesday, I will let you guys know on the podcast for sure. WWE cancel all plans for Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor moving forward. Here's another reason. This is another thing I want to make mention. Kurt Angle, before even announcing Jason Jordan, Bray Wyatt's available. He could have picked Bray Wyatt as the fifth man. Kane isn't a part of Team Raw. He's not on Survivor Series card. Kane is seemingly destroying everybody. Why wouldn't you go after Kane? You're going to pick Jason Jordan over fucking Kane? Jesus Christ, man. I'm hoping, like I said, WWE put Jason Jordan in that role because there's a bigger plan ahead for him and Kurt Angle. I'm hoping. Because the logic gaps just really, they just boggle everybody's mind, man. And if you're thinking like I am, you want things to make sense. WWE doesn't like to make sense of anything. They just like to march to the beat of their own drum. Can't do that all the time, man. People are not stupid. Stop trying to pretend your fans don't know what they're watching. Yes, we do. WWE is canceling all plans for Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor moving forward. Wyatt made his Raw brand return this week during WWE's tour of the United Kingdom, so he is back. Why wasn't he given a shot on Team Raw? Wyatt most certainly, Wyatt most recently, teamed with Sheamus and Cesaro to compete against The Shield, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, and honorary member Triple H. Bray returned with no mention of Sister Abigail and maintained his current Eater of Worlds gimmick. Based on these factors, it has been reported that the Sister Abigail character again looks to be put to rest. It is expected that Wyatt's feud with Balor is also coming to an end. This has been shown over the past few weeks by Kane attacking Balor after pretty much easily defeating him on a previous episode of Raw with 3 chokeslams. That got everybody salty. Didn't make any sense, especially if Finn Balor is going to be challenging Brock Lesnar in 2018 for the Universal Championship. Since debuting on the main roster, the Sister Abigail character has been quite an odd entity, and the name has been thrown around in many scenarios. At first, Wyatt stated that she was deceased, and he was fighting for her honor. This explanation stayed until his feud with WrestleMania 33's world title match against Randy Orton, in which Randy Orton went to the house where she was buried and burned it to the fucking ground. Within the following weeks, Wyatt went to the burned site and rubbed her ashes on his face, as if this was some form of channeling her spirit to be inside him. Apparently, the spirit of Sister Abigail remained in Wyatt's feud with Balor, but it was not revealed until months into their feud and a series of matches. Now, it appears as if Sister Abigail will not return, at least for the time being. Good. Nobody wanted to see it anyway. Bray Wyatt was going to be dressing in drag. Finn Balor was going to be dressed as a fucking pumpkin head. Nobody wanted to see that shit. We knew WWE wasn't going to do the right thing. In fact, that was going to do more harm for Bray Wyatt than anything else. Now, Balor is moving on seemingly in a feud with Samoa Joe, which, to me, they're not fighting over anything. They had a pretty damn good match on Monday Night Raw, but what are they fighting for? Apparently, they were fighting to see Kurt Angle or at least gain Kurt Angle's trust on who he wants on Survivor Series Monday Night Raw team. They beat the shit out of each other, and then Kurt Angle comes out and says, "This is exactly what I want on my team Raw. Both of you guys are being named." What? So ultimately they fought for nothing, and then ultimately at the end they were fighting to appease Kurt Angle, as if Kurt Angle was overlooking some fucking Roman, fight in the Coliseum between two fucking gladiators. They couldn't come to a victory. Neither man got their hand raised. It was a double count out, and then Kurt Angle's like, "Yeah, well, both of you guys could be on the Survivor Series team." That's what they were fighting for. I would love if a babyface, and I mention this for weeks at a time, I'd love if a babyface had the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz ain't doing shit with it. Imagine Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the Intercontinental Championship. It's time we start resurrecting the Intercontinental Championship. The WWE Championship is now in it's in a better spot now. It's in the hands of its rightful owner, AJ Styles. He's the best on that brand, so he should be the number one guy. The Intercontinental Championship has been something that's been losing its luster over the past few years. More than that, it's been dead for almost a decade. But the Miz ain't doing anything for it. Get it on a Balor. Get it on a Joe. Balor's matches with Wyatt would have had more meaning if he was the Intercontinental Champion. Balor, if he was the Intercontinental Champion, his matches with Samoa Joe would have some meaning. I mentioned when Jeff Hardy was healthy before he got hurt that him being an Intercontinental Champion would be good. He could go one-on-one with Balor. He could go one-on-one with Joe. He could go one-on-one with Wyatt. He could go one-on-one with Elias, who deserves a shot at becoming an Intercontinental Champion in the mid-card. Get it off the Miz. It's not doing anything. The IC title is being treated like garbage, especially when the Miz is feuding with Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman single-handedly is destroying his entire entourage. How do you think that makes the title look? Not good at all, man. I don't know where they go with Bray Wyatt. Finn Balor obviously is being positioned for Samoa Joe, and then obviously after that, the rumors more than likely will be coming true. Balor and Lesnar at Royal Rumble. Bray Wyatt, I don't know what the fuck he does. I don't know what he does right now, man. If I'm Bray Wyatt, if I am Bray Wyatt right now, I am thinking of plans for my future. You sit out this bullshit run that WWE's got you on. You think about what you want to do for your wrestling career after WWE, and you get the fuck out of there the first chance you get. You go to Ring of Honor. You go to New Japan. Fucking go to a company that actually gives a shit about its performers. They have gold in Bray Wyatt, and they haven't done anything with him for 4 years. Bray Wyatt, honestly, Bray Wyatt, after winning the WWE Championship on Smackdown Live at the Elimination Chamber, he should have went into WrestleMania the champion, and he should have walked out of WrestleMania as the champion. He should have been the one to have a 170-day reign, not Jinder Mahal. Not Jinder Mahal. Bray Wyatt's spot should have been the WWE Champion. Mahal's spot should have been Wyatt's on SmackDown Live. Not sure it would have did anything as far as, attendance or ratings, because WWE likes to point blame at whomever is at the top. But Mahal definitely had an effect on the viewership for SmackDown Live because they didn't believe in him. He wasn't legit. Wyatt is certainly more legit than fucking Jinder Mahal. The storylines would have been better. The matchups would have been better. Bray Wyatt versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Bray Wyatt versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. You could have threw a Sami Zayn in there. Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Roode if you wanted to. Bray Wyatt should have been the WWE Champion. Not Jinder Mahal. Now where they go with him, I don't know. I really don't know. Should have never even broken up the Wyatt family, to be honest with you. Now they got Luke Harper and Eric Rowan coming back as the Bludgeon Brothers. Maybe Bray Wyatt goes and joins them. I don't know. I really don't know, man. I am stumped. If you guys have any recommendations for where Bray Wyatt goes from here, I really don't know. Especially on Monday Night Raw, I have absolutely no idea what they do with Bray Wyatt. Again, I'm gonna reiterate this. I said this months ago. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy is now actually making more steps to trademark the broken persona. Apparently, he's taking more steps to trademark the broken gimmick. Rebby made some cryptic tweet on Twitter. I don't know. I really can't hold these tweets to be anything credible on Twitter. People say shit and then nothing ever happens, right? Everybody gets so up in arms about what Finn Balor tweets. He's a notorious troll on Twitter. Same thing with Matt Hardy. He says this, that. Rebby says this, that, and nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. If Matt Hardy becomes broken or awoken, Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy would be a great mid-card feud for Monday Night Raw. That would be a great way to reintroduce Bray Wyatt to Monday Night Raw. Even that would be a great mid-card title feud if they wanted to experiment with that one time, you know? I think Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy would be the only direction that I see Bray Wyatt going in on Monday Night Raw. After that, there really is nothing for him to do, which I'm kind of worried about. If not, just move him back over to SmackDown. He was much better on SmackDown than he was on Raw. I'm sure we can all be in agreement on that. The original plans for the Clash of the Champions pay-per-view main event. That is the pay-per-view, the last pay-per-view, to be exact, for SmackDown Live in December. That pay-per-view is taking place on December 17th. This will be a SmackDown exclusive event and a final big show for WWE in 2017. These were the original plans, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer radio show on November 5th. The main event for Clash of the Champions was originally going to be Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. As far as we know, that could still very well be the case for Clash of the Champions, because we all know that Jinder Mahal is due a rematch because he has a rematch clause in his contract for the WWE Championship. News broke last week that Styles versus Jinder will actually be happening on the November 7th episode of SmackDown Live, which was last night. Jinder lost the title to AJ Styles. You guys know the rest of the story. This raised a lot of eyebrows since a lot of fans, seeing Styles originally booked for Rusev to be the 5th member of Team SmackDown Live. Obviously, all that shit was changed. It is unclear at the moment if WWE will continue on down this path with Styles and Mahal. Regardless of what's going on, we could still see AJ versus Jinder be the main event of Clash of the Champions, but this time AJ defending the title against Jinder instead of Jinder defending the title against AJ Styles. We will just have to wait and see what happens. WWE announcing their pay-per-view schedule for 2018. Way too many pay-per-views this year, as you guys know. Sometimes there were 2 a month. Just way too much. I don't mind it because I have more opportunities to make videos for you guys and get my word out there, but it was a little bit overkill. It really was. At the end of the year, if things stay as scheduled, there will have been 16 total WWE events this year. In some months, that meant that fans saw 2 events per month, 2 weeks apart. Some fans seem to enjoy more content. Others think that it's simply too much to keep up with. Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio provided some information on the WWE pay-per-view schedule for 2018. If you thought that it was too much content, you will be happy with this news. Meltzer says that they are doing a lot fewer pay-per-views in 2018. He doesn't know if that will be the case for the entire year, but up until WrestleMania 34, there won't be any 2 pay-per-views, any 2 pay-per-view months. In other words, 1 event a month until WrestleMania 34. As of right now, the schedule looks to be Survivor Series in 2 weeks, or a week and a half, Clash of the Champions, SmackDown in December, Royal Rumble in January. So 2 events to be officially announced, 1 for February and 1 for March. This will probably be the Elimination Chamber, and then WWE will probably do Fastlane. The Elimination Chamber will probably be a Raw pay-per-view because they've gone back and forth on pay-per-views, rotating them between the brands. Last year it was SmackDown. I have a feeling this year is going to be Monday Night Raw for the Elimination Chamber, which opens up a SmackDown Live superstar to hopefully win the Royal Rumble. Fastlane was a Raw pay-per-view last year, and this year it will be a SmackDown branded show. That is my logic behind that. That's my prediction there. This will lead to WrestleMania 34 in April. I believe it is April 8th, 2018. Fewer pay-per-view schedules frees up more storylines and them to breathe and plan out more well-thought-out storylines. Good. Too many pay-per-views, too many, overlapping events. Last year WWE, had, what was it? They had Fastlane, or this year rather, Fastlane in the middle, right? And instead of building all those weeks for WrestleMania, they had to build towards Fastlane and then build towards WrestleMania. So Raw, realistically, instead of having 6 or 7 weeks to build for WrestleMania. They only had 3 because they had to do that Fastlane show in the middle of March, and then we go to WrestleMania. It's just too much, man. It overlaps storylines. Events get in the way of bigger events. It's just all over the place. I want storylines to breathe. I want there to be long, drawn-out, well-thought-out stories so that we're more invested in the finish and the payoff in the end. You can't have that happen if you're having all these events and all these other matches and these feuds, and then you take those feuds and end them and then go on to new feuds, and it's just ridiculous. It's so stupid. I am, for one, happy that they are reducing the pay-per-view schedule, at least for the first 4 months of 2018. What they do for the rest of the year, I don't know. I'm just hoping that it stays the same, So we'll see what happens with that. WWE reducing the pay-per-view for at least the first half of the year in 2018. Finally, guys, The Undertaker. Is he now a fan of the Bullet Club? As you guys can see here, The Undertaker is walking out of Subway. I don't know what he ordered, but I usually order the Meatball Hero, toasted with mozzarella and grated Parmesan cheese with a dash of pepper. I'm a simple dude. Apparently, The Undertaker is walking out of Subway with a Young Bucks Bullet Club t-shirt. And you guys can see there, that is indeed The Undertaker. Looking to be enjoying retirement in his old age. From Indie Taker to The Undertaker, I say thank you. And this is the Young Bucks official Twitter account. Now, the storyline here goes, or the story goes, on Saturday evening, the Young Bucks, Nick Jackson, took to Twitter to post an image of The Undertaker wearing what looked to be the team's official shirt as members of the popular New Japan Pro Wrestling faction, the Bullet Club. And while the photo almost appeared to be a legitimate endorsement of the Young Bucks from one of WWE's most iconic performers of all time, Sportskeeda noted that this was clearly a photoshopped image that showed the Indie Taker, as Jackson referred to him, leaving a Subway restaurant with a cup in one hand and takeout food in the other. The photo the Young Bucks used on their first post featured The Undertaker wearing a black Rogue American t-shirt with a gun in the colors of the American flag. This design is not in any way affiliated with the Young Bucks or the Bullet Club, though the Indie Taker moniker used by Nick Jackson on Twitter is also the name of one of the moves he performs in the ring alongside his brother and teammate Matt Jackson. Neither the WWE or The Undertaker have commented so far on the Young Bucks Indie Taker post, but it wasn't too long when the popular tag team ran afoul of the WWE as the company issued a cease and desist order against Matt and Nick Jackson for their use of the Too Sweet hand gesture. According to Pro Wrestling Sheet, WWE maintained that it owns the copyright to the gesture and had asked the Young Bucks to stop using its intellectual property during their Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling appearances or on any of their merchandise, or pay or pony up $150,000 in damages if they continue doing so. Fansided picked up the story, indicating that a return to the ring for The Undertaker would not be a surprise. To be fair, there have been many occasions when The Undertaker has been written off and come back. One possibility is an appearance for the Dead Man at the 2018 Royal Rumble. During this year's Royal Rumble, The Undertaker entered late in the match and was only active for a few minutes. Such an appearance in 2018 would suit him, and it would be a huge treat for the WWE Universe. The 2018 Royal Rumble is less than a week after the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, in which The Undertaker is indeed being promoted for. If The Undertaker does do another appearance at WrestleMania, then surely he must face John Cena. The two legends have met 5 times in the past and have stood a ring in the ring across from one another, and their series is tied 2-2. The 5th match was a no result. The Undertaker and Roman Reigns put on a shitty main event at WrestleMania 33, but a final appearance at WrestleMania 34 would truly be a fitting way for The Undertaker's career to end. I don't want to see The Undertaker come back. I'm over it. I wanted it. They kept bypassing the one match, so the 2 matches that I wanted to see, that would be against Sting and then John Cena. WWE was going to have John Cena versus The Undertaker happen this year. Then they gave us fucking Proposal to Nikki Bella. And then they gave us Reigns versus The Undertaker, as if anybody wanted to see that exhilarating piece of garbage in the main event of WrestleMania. But the retirement that they gave The Undertaker should not be pissed on. Leave it the way it is. You're not gonna go through that again. The Dead Man is gone. The dead man is retired. He's aging. There's no reason for The Undertaker to come back at all. Simple as that. Stay retired, enjoy your life after the ring, and just enjoy life, period. There's no reason for him to come back. It's not going to do anything. The WWE has more than enough to sell WrestleMania on April 8th in 2018. They do not need The Undertaker. In fact, to me now, the way I see it, The Undertaker is only going to be a negative for WrestleMania. Because if I'm not getting The Undertaker that I know we're used to seeing, I don't want to see this Undertaker. I don't want to see whatever the fucking version of The Undertaker we got at WrestleMania 33. My God. You know, putting him in a match with Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns is not the ring general most people think he is. You're not going to lead a match with Roman Reigns being the number one dance partner there against a fucking aging, decrepit Undertaker. That was a disaster waiting to happen, and what we got was indeed a disaster. So The Undertaker and Roman Reigns should be seen as the last thing that he does, because I just don't want to see it anymore. It's over. The Undertaker's mystique died at WrestleMania when they beat the Shriek. It doesn't exist anymore. Anything after that is just beating a dead horse. End it, move on. You got more than enough talent to do what you need to do at WrestleMania. You do not need The Undertaker. But The Undertaker here, wearing this Bullet Club t-shirt, is clearly photoshopped. That is not him. It's a damn good Photoshop, man. You could have had me fooled. But you can see the shirt is kind of, you could see that it's kind of altered here with the shorts that he's wearing. Not really authentic, but it is photoshopped. A good one, but it is indeed photoshopped here. Sportskeeda announced that it was a fake, and The Undertaker was not wearing the Young Bucks Bullet Club design. That is Off the Script Extra, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below. And I will see you guys tonight for NXT. We got news on Pete Dunne. We got news on Hideo Itami. We got news on the War Games rules and stipulations. And we got something that WWE is doing, and it's going to piss a lot of people off at TakeOver in Houston for War Games, man. And it does include Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano. We'll talk about that tonight on NXT Review, man. Thank you guys so much. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys with more content for the rest of the week, man. I'm JD. Enjoy your Wednesdays. See you for NXT, and I'll talk to you later.